Hello and welcome to Learn Statistics class. In this class, we are going to study the statistical terms in simple and easy way. In today's lecture, we are going to study measures of central tendency. In the topic measures of central tendency, we are going to study the 3 points. Number 1, introduction. Second, requirement of a good measure of central tendency, and third is types of averages. Let us see the first point, introduction. Measures of central tendency is also known as average. We use the word average in our daily life. Let us see the example. The word average is common to everybody. We often talk about average marks, average speed, average profit of the year, etc. This single figure gives the complete picture of the phenomenon and it represents the whole data. Data collected are very huge. For example, if we collect the height of 2000 students of a college, we will have 2000 figures. Human mind is incapable to remember all these values at a time. But, however, it becomes necessary to condense the data into a single value for the comparison purpose. This value is called an average. This value is treated as a representative of the data. Average gives us an idea about the concentration of the values in the central part of the distribution. Hence, they are called as a measure of central tendency. As the average locates the center of the data, therefore, the average is also called as measures of location. Now let us see the second point, requirement of good measures of central tendency. There are various averages. In this case, it is difficult for us to select which average is better for the calculation. Hence, in order to select a good average, there are some conditions that must be satisfied by a good average. Let us see the conditions. The first condition is simplicity. Simplicity means it should be clearly and rigidly defined, that everyone understands. Also, it is simple to understand. The second condition is easy to calculate. Easy to calculate means it should be easy to calculate for a non-mathematical person also. The third condition is based on all values. We know that as the average represents all the data, it should be based on all the observations. Now let us see the fourth condition, capable of further mathematical treatment. Means it should be capable to calculate the average of combined group if the average of two component groups are known. Let us see the example. Suppose we have two groups with their averages, say A1 and A2 respectively. If we combine these two groups, then it is possible to calculate the combined average using these two groups average A1 and A2 only. And we need not need to take the values of all observations in the combined group for the calculation. Means only by using the individual averages we can calculate the combined average. Then we will say that average is capable of further mathematical treatment. Now the next condition is sampling stability. Sampling stability means the value of an average should remain more or less the same if the different samples are taken. For example, if we take 2 or more samples from the same population and calculate their averages, then we observe that the average of each sample are come to be near about same. Hence, the average is having sampling stability. Next condition is not unduly affected by extreme values. Here extreme values means the two values, which is one is the smallest value and the other is the largest value. It should not be much affected by the extreme observations. For example, if we arrange the data in ascending or descending order of their magnitude, then suppose we change the two extreme values, which are the smallest and the largest value of the data, then the average do not differ much. Hence, a good average should not be unduly affected by extreme values. Now come to the next point, types of averages. As I told you, there are various averages. Generally, there are 5 types of averages that are commonly used in our day-to-day life. The first average is arithmetic mean, denoted by AM, or it is also known as simple mean. The second average is median. The third average is mode. The fourth average is geometric mean. It is denoted by GM. And the fifth average, harmonic mean, denoted by HM. We will study all these types of averages in the next lecture. In this lecture, we have studied the 3 points. Number 1, introduction, in which we understand the meaning of average and definition of average. Second point is requirement of a good measure of central tendency. In this point, we learn the essential conditions to be satisfied by a good average. And next is types of averages. There are 5 types of averages. The types of averages we will learn in detail in the next lecture. Till then, we will stop here. Thank you.